Hello and welcome to tcXS Know-How. Today we show the access to IMS data on different platforms from different systems. We start with the IMS database to which the access was set up in the first part of the video. Now we use that access from different systems. The environment consists of a COS to 1 with IMS version 13. Different client systems are used. We start with Microsoft Excel. With Excel, database queries are executed via Microsoft Query. Microsoft Query is selected from a category External Data. Joins and queries including where clauses can be defined here as well. We select a segment and use all columns. The data is returned to Excel when Microsoft Query is closed. As second application, we use the database MS Access. After the start, we use an empty database for the query of mainframe data. The import and a link to the database are available under External Data. An import copies the data. In our case, we use the link to only get a view of the data. After the selection of the database, the table is selected. All necessary information such as column names, types, and keys are queried from the mainframe via catalog functions. They can be seen here. The datasheet view shows the table. In a linked table, data can be changed as well. It will then be updated on the mainframe. The next step is to integrate the mainframe access into the SQL server with the help of a so-called linked server. The data source has to be a system data source because the MS SQL server runs under the service account and has no access to user data sources. We create a new linked server, enter our data source name, and the login information is stored on the second page. We configure the server for remote procedure calls in order to make pass-through queries later. The link is created and we can read out the catalog tables. Our IMS tables are there as well. We can start different queries. The first query is a simple query that is executed in the SQL server by accessing mainframe data and filtering it on the SQL server. Here we have the four qualifiers of the table: the linked server, the database name stays empty, schema or creator, and the table name itself. If we execute the query, we get two records. The second query that was written with open query is transferred to the mainframe and uses the keys available there. Therefore, it produces far less overhead, but the result is the same. With the exec function, updates can be executed directly on the mainframe. For this, we set the field inventory code to B. The query is executed, affected two rows, and we retrieve the data again to look at the changes. The next issue is Oracle. The database gateway for ODBC works just like a linked server in an MS SQL environment. We create a configuration file with the name of tcXS in which connection parameters are specified. Here in the Linux, the data source is called tcXS9. Settings about the used character set complete the settings. The instance is now entered in the tnsnames.aura. The name tcXS is used as SID. The entry hs equals OK marks the SID as external. This SID is inserted in the configuration file of the listener. The program dg4 or dbc is used for the access. A restart of the listener activates the new settings. The instance tcXS is active immediately. A test with tnsping shows that the connection works. A database link is created, similar to the linked server in the SQL server. We call it mainframe. The login information is stored in this link. Now we can execute our query. The table is named schema.name@database_link and can be handled like a regular Oracle table. In the next chapter we look at the usage of mainframe data under web servers. An Apache server with a content management system is used for this. The predominant programming language on these servers is PHP. A first test with a PHP script should show that queries work with PHP on this server as well. Again, connection parameters are specified, then the connection is established with regular PHP expressions and data is queried. After executing the script, we can see the result data. This script can also be applied on a web server. In our example, one form allows the free input of an SQL statement. Now the IMS data is displayed in a table. It can also be used in a web application. The last application leads to a big data environment. We will write data to HDFS with Scoop. From there it will be further processed with different analysis tools. The tcXS JDBC driver is used for the data access. The import is started after specifying the connection and the table. The data can also be split up if there are numeric keys. This would also happen automatically in Scoop. Let's import yet another segment. The work of scoop is done, and we look at our import results in the HDFS. Both tables were created and filled with data. What did we see today? We saw that the access to mainframe data via SQL opens up various possible applications on various platforms. Even mainframe programs can be called as stored procedures. Thank you for your attention.